Hello everyone, today we are going to learn about Van der Waals syndrome. So let's start. So this Van der Waals syndrome is also called as cleft lip syndrome, lip pit syndrome or dimpled papilla of the lip. So this Van der Waals syndrome is autosomal dominant syndrome. It consists of cleft lip or cleft palate along with distinct pits of lower lip. So it is important to remember it consists of cleft lip or cleft palate along with distinct pits of lower lips. So this Van der Waals syndrome is usually due to abnormal fusion of the palate and the lips, which can be occur at days 30 to 40 post conception. It can be also due to deletions in chromosome band IQ32. This can also be due to deletion of this chromosomal band or chromosomal locus, that is IQ32. So these can be the etiology. Now next, moving forward to clinical features of this Van der Waals syndrome. So it is usually occur 1 in 100,000 to 200,000 people. Here male and female are equally involved or equally affected. Here cleft lip or the cleft palate along with lower lip pits are seen, and lip pits are usually median to vermilion border. Whichever lip pits are present are usually median to vermilion border of the lip. So the lip pits in this Van der Waals syndrome are also associated with accessory salivary glands. So these accessory salivary glands will going to empty into those lip pits and which will lead to visible discharge on the surface of the lip. So here the visible thick discharge on the surface of the lip can also be seen. So as you can see, this is the clinical picture of this Van der Waals syndrome. So here you can see cleft lip can be seen, lip pits also can be seen, and all this discharge will going to be on the surface of the lip. Now next, moving forward to extraoral manifestations of this Van der Waals syndrome. So this Van der Waals syndrome can also be associated with limb anomalies, popliteal webs, brain abnormalities and congenital heart defects. So these all are the extraoral manifestations of this Van der Waals syndrome. Now next, moving forward to treatment. So when we talk about treatment, orofacial examination is must. We have to properly do a orofacial examination, what all are the defects present in the face or in the mouth. And here also general physical examination has to be done to know that other extraoral manifestations are there or not, that is popliteal web or limb abnormalities, brain abnormalities or cardiovascular diseases that can also be associated with this syndrome. So general physical examination is also important. So we can here also do surgery. So here we can do surgical repair of cleft lip or cleft palate. So we can surgically repair this cleft lip and cleft palate by suturing the parts, and we can do surgical excision of lip pits. Lip pits are usually harmless, but as because of it is not giving proper aesthetic, if there is a pus discharge or the liquid discharge onto the surface of the lip, it again not look good. So in such cases, surgical excision of lip pits are usually done. So today we have seen Van der Waals syndrome in detail. So you have to remember what all are the other names for this Van der Waals syndrome and what are the clinical features and what are the anomalies associated with it and what are the clinical features and what are the different oral manifestations and extraoral manifestation of this disease and also treatment of this disease.